Welcome to So You Think You Can Write, where we give serious writing critique without taking ourselves too seriously. My name is Lindsay, and with me here today is...
Adrienne, Quintana.
Janette, Rallison.
Booher.
All right, this is how the show works. We are going to read a first page submission. Actually, Brock is going to read a first page submission, and the rest of us are going to decide if we think an agent or editor would buzz it.
Actually, they don't even have buzzers, just us.
No, they do.
Oh, they do?
They're called rejection
They do now.
email.
They're like, we
They're
want
called
one of those.
rejection. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have said it that way. If an agent or editor would decide to stop reading, then we buzz it. All right.
There you go. All right, here we go. This one is titled Awaken the Hero. Toril hiked up her skirt as she ran down the corridor. The sound of her slippers hitting the floor were the only noises to compete with her heavy breathing as she rushed down the stone halls.
Okay, and
Well, that was fast.
yeah, because it had one of my pet peeves in it, which is overusing the word as. And okay, so Toril hiked up her skirt as she ran down the corridor, and then the very next sentence, as she rushed down the stone halls.
So that's two as's.
Yeah, you can't. One's pushing it on the first page. Two back to back is probably going to mark you as somebody who hasn't. Yes, that was the correct usage. Because I'm not doing two things simultaneously.
I know, it's okay.
Okay, there's a whole chapter in the book, Self-Editing for the Fiction Writer, which you should read about that. But the thing is that if I see it twice, so close together, I'm probably going to be seeing it used wrong and overused through the whole book. And so, yeah, it's an easy fix. So get the book, read it, you'll thank me.
Okay. It had taken a lifetime to help her into her dress. Everything pulled tight and hung just so, and the fabrics were heavy. She struggled to make good time to the throne room. An ominous visitor had traveled from the southern desert to speak with the king, and she in no way wanted to miss the conversation, for she'd had a vision. In her prophecy, a dark cloud covered the land and shadow draped across the castle. Darkness filled the hearts of men. Evil laughter mixed with thunder as rain poured over the forests and mountains. In her heart, she knew the evil belonged to the man meeting with her father, a man who wanted nothing more than to rule Eladria, a worrying sign of things to come. Peace had lasted too long. Princess Toril, stop! Princess, don't run! Her ladies-in-waiting called after her. Their words fell on deaf ears. Toril struggled to keep from rolling her eyes. At 17 years old, she didn't want to be told what she could and could not do any longer. One day, she would be the queen. For a moment, she debated sliding down the banister of the staircase, but thought better of the idea. Knights and nobles awaited the presence of their princess.
You don't like knights and nobles?
No, I don't like the banister and the staircase. I think that was, it doesn't seem to fit with the urgency of now it sounds just like kind of a, I don't know. At first it was like all dark and mysterious because she's had a vision. And so then when she was a princess, I was a little bit confused, but now she's trying to slide down a banister, and I don't think that fits.
That seems more lighthearted or petulant than the mood.
Especially if somebody's coming to try to take over the...
So inconsistent tone.
Yeah.
Okay. But thought better of the idea. Knights and nobles awaited the presence of their princess before breakfast at the bottom. While it may have been faster, she had an image to maintain. When her father passed, she would inherit the kingdom and all the glories and troubles within.
What's for next? Okay. Well, we definitely have conflict there. We have
Yes.
something important happening.
And there's motion. I like the fact there's motion, which, and again, she has a goal. She's trying to get to her father to tell him about a vision that she's had. So there are some real strengths to this. I think fixing the as's, as you said, would be fairly simple.
Yeah,
like
it's an easy fix.
Toril hiked up her skirt and ran down the corridor. Instead
Yeah.
of saying as, say and ran down the corridor.
Yeah.
Her slippers hit the floor. Her slippers hitting the floor were the only noises to compete with her heavy breathing. Period.
Or,
Right, because you already know she's rushing
Yeah.
down a corridor in stone halls. And you could say maybe the sound of her slippers echoed off the stone walls and competed with her heavy breathing, period.
Yeah. I think this, too, I think the mood, I think the writer's doing a good job of world building at the very beginning. The first paragraph's good. She's got the fabric's hanging heavy. She's got the throne room, this ominous visitor coming from the South Desert. Like, there's not too much given, but it feels like a different world to me right away, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm going to go back to my banister, and that brings me to, like, it puts an element in there that doesn't feel like a different world to me. So I would just say, just be careful with your world building.
The sentence, "for she'd had a vision," I stumbled over that. I would just say she had a vision.
Yeah. Well, the four-sheet had a vision.
That makes it sound more Middle
Period.
Ages,
Yeah, okay.
Middle Agey. So if that's what you're going for,
Yeah.
but yeah, don't overdo that either.
Yeah.
I just read a book where the person loved the word "for," and it was for this,
What
that,
for?
the other thing, and
Why
it
did
started
they-
to get a little annoying.
It really stands out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's different. We don't use it in common language.
That's true.
And there was just a few, I mean, I liked this. There was just a few like little things I would tweak. And one of them is, the deep point of view. I feel like we are in her point of view, but not as deep as I would like. So just go through and look at words that are telling, like she wanted, and now I can't find out where that was.
Yeah, at 17 years old, she didn't want to be told what she could do any longer.
Yeah.
See, I think that's a good paragraph that gives us something, but instead of saying it the way I would just say, she rolled her eyes. I mean, if she rolls her eyes at her ladies in waiting, you kind of get the feeling of,
That's already a teenager. That's
yeah.
mainly a teenager thing
yeah,
to do.
right,
Although,
or
yeah.
that's a sign of someone who thinks they don't need the people that are yelling at her or something.
Yeah. I mean, well, I guess the question is okay, so for the deep point of view, you are writing down what the character would actually be thinking. So would she actually be thinking, at 17, I don't want to be told what to do anymore? I mean, maybe it would be like, I'm 17, why are they telling me what to do? Or except for this is third person, not first person, so don't do that.
But that's kind of what you were talking about. We talked
Yeah.
about this on a previous thing where if you write it in first person first and then you're
Mhm.
going to go to third person, that'll help you fix those
Yeah.
mistakes because you're knowing what they would
Yeah.
really actually be thinking.
That's a good idea.
yeah, so, yeah,
Randy, you didn't buzz it.
No.
that's a surprise.
But it's not engaging me exceptionally well either. I liked the vision part, and then it slips out of the vision, and it's talking about her being a teenager and
Teenage
princess.
princesses aren't your thing.
No, they're not. And
But teenage princesses with dark visions, that's slightly different.
Yeah, it sounds like there's something dangerous coming.
But we moved away from something
Mhm.
exciting to the mundane. So we have a dark vision. I want to move quickly to the point where she listens to what's going on in that throne room or whatever room where the visitor's coming to visit her father, right? And then I would reveal character during that discussion as whether she's eavesdropping or sitting in the room, and they know that she's there, however it is, as she's listening to what's going on, that's where I would develop the character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So-
if you can get to that quickly, then there's
Quick-
tension there because maybe she's not supposed to be listening to it. She's wanting to make sure.
Or maybe
Right.
she's supposed to listen and not say anything, and she blurts something out.
Yeah, there could
maybe
be a lot more
she's,
tension.
See, beautiful. There we go. So we know that there's a vision. We're into the story right away. We get a sense of genre and everything. And then, let's not slow it down. I mean, with the whole princess, I'm 17. I'm going to take over for my father. Well, we get that. You're the princess, so you would become the queen, and we kind of know that already. So you don't need to tell us that part. Move to the story.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I had a kind of a question, like just as I didn't buzz it, but it had taken a lifetime to help her into the dress.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that phrasing of that makes it sound like there's more to not just it took forever to get into the dress, but is there more to, like it's taken her whole life to get into that dress, or is like.
I see what you're saying.
And then also I noticed that she struggled twice on the first page. She struggled to make good time, and then a little bit later, Taurus struggled to keep her eyes from rolling. Like if you could just roll your eyes, that would be better, or whatever.
Yeah.
Or again, maybe they're just trying to show that she's
It's a
dressed
struggle.
up in this like multi-layered dress that's heavy, and maybe just say she hiked up her heavy skirt as she ran down the corridor. Or no, let's skip the end. And ran down the
Yes.
corridor. Sorry,
Yes.
sorry, Janette.
I know it is a little
See?
thing, and see, by itself it's fine, but when you're using it and you don't need to, then as I said, it's an indication that the whole thing is going to be riddled with that that construction, and that's, one of those red flags that editors and agents.
So go take your document, do a word search, and see how many as you have in your document. That might be a sign. I mean, seriously.
I want to throw something in though. This did not start with her having the vision and waking up.
Which was
So
True, very
that's
good.
good. This is a good starting point. She's running down the corridor because of this vision, and she didn't wake up. I mean, that's not where you want to start. So
Right.
you've
Yeah.
done the right thing.
And she
Absolutely.
did create the tension with the vision, and she's, we know that she has a goal, which is nice right
Yes,
away. On the first page,
absolutely.
we know it's a she. We know
Yeah,
we know everything we need to
know
know.
she's princess. We know she's 17 years old on the first page, and we know that she's got a problem. And there's a lot of things that are right about this.
And I probably pronounced the name of the kingdom wrong. I'm looking at it again. Eladaria. But anyway.
Well, and even the
Anyway.
part that I was criticizing with the banister, I think she was trying to show us there that she's a little rebellious,
Yeah,
and that
which
she's,
is good.
and I think that's a good idea.
Well, we should probably vote.
Okay, I'll start. I am going to give it a set because I think there is a lot going on that's really good with this. But right, you grab our attention and then you kind of leave us hanging, and I think you want to move that tension, move with the tension, continue to build that tension, and keep us riveted to the story. So.
Yeah, I'm going to say set also. I think you've got all the elements that I wanted on this first page, but maybe just tweaking the wording a little bit.
Yeah. And I'm going to say set also for the same reason. I like what's happening in the first page. I just think the writing needs some tweaking.
And I'm going to also give it a set. Again, same reasons everyone else said. I think it's a very strong piece. I like the motion. I like the tension. Just needs some editing work, and I think it'll be ready to go. Sounds like a really cool story. So.
Okay, well, we all agreed on that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now do you agree with us? Leave a comment, let us know if you think the same thing or you think something different about the submission.
Or as you're leaving a comment, tell Janette that you like the word as.
Yes.
How many times can we say as
I know.
in a first
And
page?
just don't go back and read all my books and then tell me where all the ads are, because I don't know when I
Wait,
learned
Janette,
this
you're
rule.
telling them not to read your books?
No, don't.
She's telling them that as they read her books, they
You
should.
should. Please do. Please
As
do.
you read Jeanette's books
That's right.
and make comments.
Yeah,
Anyway.
to tell me when I made those mistakes that I'm telling you not to make.
We all make them.
Yes.
Okay, so that's it for this episode. You can also hear us on our podcast where we discuss writing advice, and that's at Ready, Set, Write Podcast. Am I forgetting something there?
No, that's
Nice,
it.
you got it.
All right, and then if you have a question or want to submit a first page to us, you can do that at readysetwritepodcast@gmail.com. All right, until next time, get ready.
Get set.
Right.